everybody. Welcome to this episode of Chris's Chat and Babble. Today, I've got someone a little bit different with us. As you know, Oracle's got a massive suite of products. One of those is within the e-health side of things. And I'm very pleased to have Rajani Kanth working with us today. Rajani and myself, I think we worked it out, was it 3 years ago that we first spoke to each other, Rajani?
Yes, 3 years, 2020, around 2020 October. That's when we started conversation.
Right. Yeah. And Rajani was someone with some good skills. Perhaps we talked a little bit earlier about how skills move on, and this was one of Oracle's products, I think, from 1999. You were saying?
Yeah, around that period. Yes, I was.
Okay.
I was working with Sun Microsystems in the beginning, on the same product. Then Sun got into Oracle, but still, from Sun days to Oracle days until now, I'm associated with the same product, and I've been.
And the product is OHMPI, isn't it? Oracle Health.
Yes, it is OHMPI. It had transformed into various shapes, but finally the product itself is called as OHMPI, Oracle Master Person Index. It's an MDM product, where you can manage all your healthcare data in a very structured manner. That the technology has been there. Okay, there are good clients, who have been working, in 2000, just post COVID, I was looking for opportunities. Then I got a LinkedIn message from you, and other company also approached me, saying that, okay, we have an opportunity. So then I thought, I don't know, somehow I couldn't talk to the other guys, he was also from UK, I guess. I don't know. But after a few days, I checked my messages. Then what you did is, you sent me a personal message. So you personalized our conversation. Those guys were little, they just sent the message and they're just waiting for me to respond. But in your case, it was different. So you had some personal touch to it, though we didn't get into contact. So we both were talking. So you were following up. I was following up, religiously. We both were doing it. Yes, times were desperate then. COVID times was really desperate.
Gosh, weren't they just?
Yeah, even for me also. I was also going through a rough phase, but this came in like a very good opportunity for me to get into. The moment we got into the project, then from that day, we have been thinking that 6 months, then another 6 months, another 6 months. Every 6 months, one fine day I said, okay, if you get a contract from Oracle, you keep it. And I don't want that contract. Anyway, it is going to get extended. And you were also under the assumption, this is going to get extended. Anyways, so that is how, our clients, with how we were handling the clients, that was more important. It's not about knowing the technology, but it's all about, building the confidence in the clients that
it's all about relationships, isn't it? And that's part of the difference, because at the end of the day, from a recruitment perspective, people don't buy a CV, they buy the person. The CV might be the way through. So we've done that. So how have you seen OHMPI change? You obviously worked with it a long time ago. It's moved on as a product, so actually now in some ways your skills are very valuable because you still understand the original project 20 years ago. What are customers doing with it now? What are you seeing?
We have age-old implementations already. I did 3 to 4 projects earlier to this in US. There, we used to, OHMPI as a product, it has got a lot of components, right from data profiling, data cleansing, so there are a lot of ETL work you need to do. You need to dump the existing things, the data into the master database. Then on top of it, you will have a lot of integration components. So you will start getting the data from, various sources into the master database. Once you get it, system will make sure that, okay, it doesn't create a multiple records for the same source, so it will have a single best record, which is the front end side. Any downstream systems who would like to access the patient, they don't need to go to the sources. The combination of all the sources is in a single best record. So you just go there and find your patient. That's it. So the OHMPI product best suits for clinical applications. if you have 10 hospitals in under one group, uh, anybody who goes to any of the hospitals, right, you don't re-register them. So it will say that, okay, this patient already exists. And it has an ability to identify the same patient and attach him to the same, we call it as EUID, Enterprise Unique Identifier, So the process of, repeating the same patient back to back again, you don't need to do that. So this helps the management to understand, okay, how many patients are there, how many patients are coming back to back, how many duplicates have come into the system, so you can define the rules to merge the patients, you can resolve the patients. So there are a lot of components, that as a management, you would like to see a lot of things. Okay. Eh, once you get the data into the master data management, it's very, very easy to come up with the MIS reports. Okay, what is my inflow of patients? Okay, how many patients have come in last 6 months? How many duplicates have come? So what is the efficiency of my staff? Understanding that duplicates, how much they are doing. So overall, you will get a very good picture of your data.
So do
Actually,
hospitals like that, or do health groups like that, because they can actually look at common trends? What you mentioned the report side. Is that one of the strengths of the product?
yeah, these reports, whatever custom reports that we see, the report that comes along with the product, right? They're like out of box, so probably they will give you a very high level picture of how your data might look like. They have some built-in reports. But what I have done for these clients, I take the database and I sit with the management. We have expertise to, I have expertise to probably build an MIS report as per their needs. Okay. I have completely created a separate MIS dashboard for them. Okay. So there are a lot of audit reports that run daily. I have designed that for them. Okay. Whatever data that is coming in, I made sure that it makes a lot of sense to them, all the graphs and charts, statistics. And see, master data is master data. So once you get the data, it's all about mining the data to suit your needs. So how good you are presenting it to your client. Okay. That is what has made the difference. So they were, see, for example, in this current client where we are working, right? He said, okay, I want to see this. Okay. They saw raw data. They have never seen that data can be presented in this fashion. That reports, whatever that were there, right? They were not of much help to them. So when I created a new user interface for them, a separate web application, which was talking to the master database, MDM, whatever data that we have got, it started making sense to them. Oh, this has got the potential. Earlier, what used to happen is, they had some, data analysts, they will ask a question. Hey, can you just tell me all the patients who have died in last, say, 6 months, whose age is more than 100 years? Something like that. That is a question. People get a question that they want to see that. So if we give them some sort of a UI where they can go and just filter in that parameters and say, okay, this is my data. Okay. That is what we have built for the clients. Okay. Taking the master database, in and around that, you can do a lot of things. Okay. That is what is important. The data analysis is important for the clients rather than managing the data.
But this
data itself is big. And we have 18 million records,
wow.
18 million patient records, clinical records.
That's a big,
huge.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because it fits very neatly into Oracle's sweet spot, which is data, big data.
Yeah,
and this is the thing that we're seeing now. Having the data as one side, being able to know what you're trying to get from it is the real trick. So Oracle's got a product called Oracle BI. Why is that not necessarily usable? Why do they use someone such as yourself to do this? Is it because it's so specialized, or what are your thoughts?
See, Oracle BI, honestly speaking, I haven't worked definitely on that, and I know that it has the capacity to probably give you analytics. based on the data. Okay. But in this case, what has happened is, because I was with this product for quite a long period, I know the database structure and how the data pumps into the database. So it was easy for me to start creating the reports out of that, rather than using a BI tool.
It's interesting because in my experience, what we found is that BI often comes bundled with a product, but actually the customers don't use it because they don't find it actually produces the level of granularity that they're looking for.
They might not get that, that is the issue. You cannot give
problem.
them, you have to take a car, that's it. You can't modify it, or you cannot paint that. You cannot change your tires or something like that. That is possible. That's why we are there, you and me.
Yeah. But I was going to say, it's surprising because this is a different product. Yeah, we're used to the utilities product, or the telco products, or insert the Oracle product here, and it's a common story that comes down across all of this. And actually, it's what I see across other industries as well. Having data is great, making sense of it, and otherwise you end up with paralysis or analysis paralysis, where you've got so much data you don't know what to do with it.
What to do with it? Yeah, absolutely.
This is the real key side. So, look, more recently, Oracle's changed something within the sort of health side. They've merged with another company, or bought, as Oracle does, acquires another company. Obviously, a lot of work now is about cloud and SaaS, etc. What product map do you see coming up through for the OHMPI side? Is it still going to stay as a standalone legacy system? Do you see there's a progression on that at all? Just interested in your thoughts.
Yeah, see, because what I understood from them is the focus would be more on the products, on the healthcare, what they have acquired recently, Cerner. So the focus, the focus shift is on that. Whatever new OHMPI implementation that are going to be there are in dilemma. They might not probably do that, but the existing clients will remain the same. Okay, that's not going to change. I have not seen Cerner end to end. Okay, what it does, how it does, because the current client I'm working on, I do get feed from Cerner systems. So the hospital sites, they use Cerner, and I do get data from them. So I understand a little bit about that. I don't have much idea about that, but yes, the focus shift is on that.
But as you say, though, if you've got a system that you've been using and it's there for a number of years, actually the pain of shifting is huge, isn't it? And the potential upside is actually you end up with the same data just in a newer system. So what's the point? I guess that's part of the argument, is it?
Yes, it is. It is to a certain extent. Yes, it is. Okay. Now, say for example, the current client who already have, they have Cerners and IPMs at hospital side, and these guys get the data from various sources into OHMPI. OHMPI is already managing that data in a very nice fashion. Any X-ray report that has to be seen, they have another downstream system when patient gets admitted. All those things can go statewide, statewide anywhere people can sit and they can search for it, So Cerner systems are in-house kind of implementations, or they are on cloud. They're restricted to one. Okay, so that architecture, we really need to understand how it could go in future. Yeah, but it has got a good potential.
Are you, with everything you're doing, are you sort of in a difficult situation because you've got one eye on the here and now and one eye on the future, or do you tend to concentrate more on where we are now and maximizing that? I'm just interested because obviously products change and businesses change, but with something like health, it's you're not going to go off like a challenger bank and suddenly, we're not going to have a challenger health, are we? That's something that tends to take a long time to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I do is, like OHMPI. Yes, OHMPI is a legacy product, and apart from whatever OHMPI skills that I have, I do have built my own skills for full stack development. So if you think about whatever product, whatever GUI application, MIS reports application, whatever I have given it to them, right? It was built on various technologies, which can which is more like a front end application, where it required full stack skills. You need to understand the GUI, you need to understand the backend systems, and you need to understand the master data, whatever that we have. Okay, so it's a combination of all. So I keep upgrading myself, which I've been doing. Every year, when I get into a new client, or or for myself, if I do any project or whatever, right? I make sure that I use the latest technologies, be it React JS or Spring Boot, whatnot. You ask me, yes, I'm in there. It's not. I never deny, because I always use the technologies to the extent that it is useful for my existing project. I'm fortunate that I was able to use that, in the current client. Yes, OHMPI skills are there. Not many people would have it. But yes, apart from that, you need to upgrade yourself
but
every
this is
time.
something we were talking about, though, and we were smiling, saying that we've seen this. I've seen this very much in the recruitment industry, where if you've got COBOL skills and actually you've remained in it, initially everyone was like, oh, you don't want COBOL, you want Java or C# or insert the latest name here. And then now, actually, what's happened is if you've got COBOL skills, you're highly in demand. And I guess in some ways that's the same thing for yourself. We're talking about the pyramids. Everyone used to know how the pyramids were built. Now no one's got a clue how the pyramids were built. So yeah, if you were the last pyramid builder, you'll be worth a fortune now. So yeah,
Antics are antics. If you Antics are sold. See, you think about Bentley model in the 1850, first Bentley model, or the first Apple computer invented by, Steve Jobs. You cannot
yeah.
buy that. It goes into museum. They're antiques.
Excellent. So does that mean the next stop for you, Rajani, is the museum? I hope not. You're not going to be stuffed and mounted, are you? So that's
Not exactly.
okay. That's pretty good.
Of course,
So
of course.
what do you see as being the sort of next step forwards with the product? You're building out all of these things. Is it something that you've automated and therefore you're able to offer that to other customers, or what do you see? What can you bring into it?
I see, definitely some opportunities around OHMPI. I would probably, like to go around the clients who already have the implementations of OHMPI and see what we could do with the experience, whatever that we have achieved. I'm sure somebody is struggling somewhere.
Yeah,
That's the motto I have. Somebody is struggling. Somebody wants a solution. Somebody is having a problem. So that is why we are here to solve the problem. Okay, I'm sure there is something that definitely we could do. If I could just get into that list of clients, we could approach to. Like I already told you, one client. Definitely, I see an opportunities here and there. Yes, why not? Let us be
yeah,
positive
yeah.
about it.
But I think that's the thing, though, isn't it? There's you've known that it's a good product and you've known that it's out there, and it's working within that, isn't it? And then allowing clients to maximize what they have and leverage it. Because I think, like anything, one thing I learned years ago with systems is that if the quality there is not good, it doesn't matter if you go to the latest shiny thing, you're still going to have the same problem. So it's actually maximizing what you've got right now, isn't it? Rather than having to maybe move on to something else. Do you see the support continuing with the product ongoing? Do you see that being a bigger issue, or do you see that changing at all?
No, I don't see that as an issue. So I would probably like to continue. Wherever I get the opportunity to work on this product. Yes, of course, I would keep looking for it. There is nothing wrong in that. I would say I'm very happy to do that. No doubt about
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, that sounds fair enough, doesn't it? And at the end of the day, it's what we're all there for. I know as well we were talking about trying to grow and trying to bring other people in. I guess one of the things that we've got is that there's perhaps been a lack of investment in the IHMPI skills for obvious reasons, because people are moving ahead. And I know that's something that you're keen to do. And it's certainly from my point of view, we did this situation before where we had what we call green bean recruitment, taking people and bringing them in and giving them that opportunity to skill up, and keep our legacy going, as it were. Is that something that you're keen to do as well?
Yes, absolutely. No, I want to keep this thing, with me, as long as I could be working on. for sure, no doubt about that. I mean, I love this product. Whatever. See, I don't think about the competitions. I don't think about anything, but I would think about the people who are already using it. I'm sure something is done good for them. That they were convinced about this product and they have got it implemented. And it's not that easy for anybody to just change it. And see, when I talk about my clients, I'm already managing 18 million records of patients. How would they do it straight away? And it's not that easy. Yeah, there could be new technologies. See, people can start thinking about, at the end of the day, talking about, okay, I give you that, I give you this out of the data. I can give you an analytics tool to you so that you can. So they start coming and they try to scratch your database and try to, give it to the client in the same format that they are expecting to. But that. So what is important is the data. So who is going to manage the data? Somebody has to manage the data. Right. So any big companies, if you see, the legacy databases are there already. Nobody has changed it. On top of it, only people do it. Okay. So Facebook, any big company you take, right? They have their own databases. They have been improvising their databases. The Cassandra or whatever. They have. Okay. We cannot deny that. Everybody grows.
And I guess as well, even if they went to a newer version, the reality is all they'd have is the same information, just in a different version. So actually, the data they want is already there. It's just extracting that data that's the key skill here, isn't it?
Yes, that is very important. That's what plays the key role there. How you interpret the data, that is very, very important.
And as you said, if you don't know what it doesn't do, then you won't be able to extract it. Whereas if you can leverage on that side, then you can do. You said it's all there. It's just how do you pull that? So
you have an elephant with you. You know how to use that elephant. Very simple. Elephant is elephant is an elephant. It can scare away lions. It can scare away tigers. Okay, it moves slow, but it is very powerful. Don't underestimate elephants. Yeah.
Is this a good analogy with Oracle, do you think? I mean, I don't think Oracle quite see themselves as an elephant, not bearing in mind that they're sponsoring Red Bull at the moment in Formula One. But it is actually true, though, isn't it? I think possibly, particularly in the sort of health sector, things don't move that quickly, do they?
Yeah. Because even when you see the PAS systems, patient administration systems, you go to any hospital, you will still see the old, desktop applications. They don't change that easily. Even the Cerner PAS systems, right? They are running on Citrix client, but they're very old GUIs, But they are there, I mean, you can't change that, It's not that easy to change anything. Change is obvious. People change, but it's not that easy. You have to go.
We've also seen lots of people try and make these changes, and actually, you end up with a shinier version. I remember this very much during the .com times. People were going down new technology routes and new shiny things for the sake of it. And actually, the reality is, what existed at the time was actually perfectly fine. Now, I know that the argument against that is that if you don't move forward with technology, we'd still all be driving, or would be on horse and cars, or we would still be in Model T Fords because, well, that's a car. Cars haven't evolved that much in theory. There hasn't been a great shift, I guess. In some ways, actually, all we're doing is reinventing. The first cars were electric. Gosh, guess what the big thing is now? Electric cars. Well, wasn't that how it all started? So, in some ways, we've come a long way, but no distance at all.
But you need electricity at the end of the day. That is important. If you don't know how to generate electricity, so how would you have a car which runs on electricity? The fundamental thing should be there. I mean, we use various sources. Be solar power, wind power, water. But at the end of the day, what is there? You cannot change the way you generate energy out of water. You have to use turbines. Even for windmills, you need that. You can't change that. Yes, electricity is end output for me. So we are like them. We are like windmills. We are like whatever that turbines. Which generates electricity. Okay.
Well,
so people are just doing it. They are the end users of electricity.
Yeah, well, it gets back to something, the utility side of the business is all about that, isn't it? So yeah, where would we be without that? So look, Rajani, I think that's a good point to call a line underneath it. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate your comments and insights. Sorry if I asked you some of the difficult questions there, but it's certainly good to know, and it's been a pleasure to chat. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Yeah. Okay. Take care. Bye.